Alright, so what we have done today, I want to give you all, before I go this week to the range, I want to do a review on everything. Sorry about the camera, it's a little rough here today. I want to do a review on everything we've went over and what we're going to be doing. There's still a few different types of ammo that I have to go over and review at the range. Some of that's coming up this week, and then I got to go out and find whatever else I could find that I haven't shot. I've shot pretty much everything, but I'm going to go over a few things. Okay, the first one, we went over this last week, the Hornady Z-Max 168 grain. This ammo performed just as well as the Ultramax that we were going over. It's a little on the expensive side, but it does perform. And I wanted to, while I was sitting here, actually go over the prices of everything that I've bought. Okay, so I said I was going to do that, and I never did. So I think I owe that much. Let's go to that website and pull up my account. One moment. And of course it wants me to log in again. It can't just keep my, at least my username. By the way, I used to be a big Android fan. I had a Droid and was going to get the new Razor Max, but I got an iPhone 4S instead, and I must say I'm liking it better. For someone like me that's very anti-Apple, I'm pretty impressed. It's very smooth. I mean, I know both of them have their pros and cons, but from what I do, the Apple is much better. But we're not even talking about that right now. Okay, so the Hornady Z-Max actually wasn't that expensive. This stuff is $24.02 online. If you can find it in stores, you can expect about that price. Okay, and then we fired the Ultramax 165 grain. Okay, and that stuff was $17.06. And performed just as well as the Hornady, if not maybe a little bit better. Okay, they're pretty interchangeable. In fact, if you're going to buy one over the other, go with the Ultramax. It's cheap and it performs similarly, right? Alright, and then we also went over the Fusion hunting rounds. These are all actually hunting rounds. They're all boat tail soft points or hollow points or whatever. These are 165 grain. They perform pretty well. Not as good as the Ultramax. Alright, and they were going for $20.70. And then we fired the 165 Fiachi. Okay, I have two Fiachis here, something from a couple of weeks ago. This stuff, maybe if you had a scope, maybe not in my gun. I don't know. I got the same result out of this I got out of the 150 grain. I think it's leaves a lot to be desired, especially for $23.83. This sucks. Okay? At least for the M1A. And I can't speak for maybe an AR-10 or a bolt action 308 like the Remington 700 or a lever action 308, maybe something Marlin makes or whatever. It may perform better. They're using Sierra bullets on this one. So I would like to say that it's not the ammo. It may just be my gun that doesn't like this stuff. Okay? So keep that in mind. This stuff is going out of my gun. I have other guns I can test this out of, and I probably will. But I wanted to shoot out of something that's been tried, tested, and proven since the 60s and the 70s, which is the M14 M1A platform. You know, the only difference between the M14 and M1A is just that the full auto feature isn't available on an M1A. 308, do you really need it? But I mean, I guess it would be fun, right? But anyway, moving on. Let's go back and check out some of the other ammo that we bought that we also fired. If I can get this thing to not do what it's doing. My fat fingers. Oh, why are you doing this to me? Yeah, I know. I'm gonna screw up. Okay. We'll go back to my account again here. It's awesome on camera. This is screwing up hardcore on me. Part of the problem is my wireless is in here. My phone's on the wireless. I have connection. It's just, come on, brother. Shit. Okay, I think it's loading now. There we go. Okay, the 150 grain Fiachi. I bought 10 packs of this stuff. So that's 200 rounds. Okay. It performed just the same as this 165 grain. All right. It's I don't know. Like I said, it goes back to maybe it's just my gun doesn't like Fiachi ammo because it's loaded to the Fiachi specs, made in the USA, but loaded to their specs over in Europe. So I don't know. It maybe just be the powder they're using isn't burning correctly or something. I don't know. It could be the bullet. It could be the gun. I have no idea. But the stuff costs $14.59. You can't say no to that because it still hits. It's still with iron sights within 4-inch groups at 100. And that's still good. Okay, this stuff will work. But it's good bargain brand ammo. Alright, now, you're going to take my word on these other ones. This one here, I got at Dick's Sporting Goods. It's the Remington 308 150 grain, boat tail hollow point. I believe. Yes, boat tail hollow point. Usually what I try to keep. I actually have a lot of these left. Or, this is my second box. Actually, I might not even shot these yet. Thought I did. Yeah, I shot these. I shot these. Yeah, I didn't do a review on them yet. I guess we're going to have to get back to that. This stuff was $22 a box. It's a full metal jacket. It's 150 grain. We'll add this to our list to do. Alright. I remember distinctly it was $22 because it was the day I found the Ultramax for the first time ever. And was completely amazed at the price for how many rounds I was getting. Alright, so we have fired these, but I have not tested these in front of the camera, so we need to do that. Okay, so we'll put this aside. Now, what we have coming up here, made in the USA, good old Ultramax. In fact, I got the glass in here, too. Alright, this is the stuff that I fired 2 weeks ago, the 168 grain boat tail hollow point bulk box. It was on clearance. They were selling it at Dick's. I don't know why it was on clearance. The stuff is freaking awesome. Okay, you got 60 rounds out of this. Yeah, you got 60 rounds, and I paid $60. Yeah, $60. Honestly, the way this stuff performs, I don't mind paying $1 a round. This stuff is freaking awesome. Okay, I have yet to fire Ultramax. It hasn't been. There's some Ultramax for the 500 Magnum. If you guys have watched my 500 Smith & Wesson video that I posted last week, if you haven't, go check it out. It's a hoot. Alright, that was actually a pretty good gun. I'm going to try to shoot long distance with it. There's some Ultramax ammo for it, and once I get my gun sighted for 100 yards with that revolver, we're going to try the Ultramax and see what happens. I've already written Ultramax a letter expressing my happiness and can't get enough of their ammo. Alright, so this Wednesday or Thursday or whenever I get around to it, probably Wednesday. I like to go shoot Wednesday. Plus it's raining or forecast all the other days anyway. Alright, Central Texas kind of gets the weird... This area of Central Texas gets the weird weather. Sometimes it rains, sometimes it doesn't. It's like they say it's a 100% chance, and what do I get? Nothing. I wanted to reach out to those that may not want to spend the money on brass, but would rather go the steel route. Maybe because it's cheaper or whatever else. I don't know. Maybe you just want to shoot steel because you don't reload. And, whatever. It's fine. The steel has its cons. It's not reloadable. Some rifles like AR-15s that shoot steel, AR-10s even, you got to be careful because sometimes it's been known to have more wear and tear. I've never seen that personally, but again, I can't knock it because there's been a lot of people that I'm friends with that have complained about it. It's worn out their internals and I've had to replace them. My buddy just recently replaced half of his internals, not because of steel, but he wanted to upgrade anyway. But some of his parts were wearing loose, and he shot a lot of steel. So, again, I can't vouch for that. I mean, I know a lot about guns and ammo, but I've never had that problem. But not today, I wish it was today. This Wednesday or this week, we're going to be shooting the 308 Winchester 145 grain at that. I've never shot less than 150 steel. Alright, this stuff, it's... God, how much did I pay for this? $9 for 20 rounds of this stuff? Start cheap. If you want to have good fun, go clinking, and you don't care about shooting steel, by all means. It's not corrosive. It is Berdan primed. If you don't know the difference between the Boxer and Berdan, I'll go over that in a future video. But again, this stuff isn't reloadable. It tears up your rifle a little bit more. And if you look at something that's not Berdan primed and rifle, a brass, the primer is different. It's pretty hard to see it on the camera, but the primer is different. It matters what you put in a bullet. Okay, there's a lot of different things that go into firearm ballistic science, and the powder, the weight of the bullet. Are you using good brass or bad brass? Is this brass splitting in your chamber, or is it blowing up? Whatever. It makes a difference, okay? But this stuff, if you're paying $9 for 20 rounds of steel, and you don't care, and you're just going to hit a human-sized target at 100 yards, this is the stuff to get. Okay, again, I haven't tested it out of my gun, but I have shot it out of my buddy's AK-47 that shoots 308. It's chambered for the 308 instead of the 7.62 39. And it performed more or less good enough. That's why they made the AK. Good enough, right? It functions, it doesn't jam. You don't really have to clean it a whole lot. So, that's what we're gonna test this week. We also got the 308 Monarch brass, and this is 150 grain soft point. Okay, these are all boat tail, by the way. None of these are the Spitzer rounds. Okay, soft point just means at the very end is lead. So I could write on this piece of paper I have in front of me, which I'm gonna go over in a bit. All right. Good for expansion, good for just target shooting. This stuff was $17 a box of 20. Not terrible. I've shot this stuff before and gotten Fiachi results. We're going to use Fiachi as a baseline for everything now, since it shoots the worst out of my gun. Alright, I got Fiachi results out of it. It more or less one of those things where you go and you don't care about shot placement as much as you just want to hit bang, or you want something that if something ever happens, you've got ammo that's good to go. Okay, so we're going to be shooting that this week and showing you the results of that. Again, I haven't shot it in a while. My gun has still, again, yet to be cleaned. Why? Because it's not meant to be cleaned every time you shoot a dang gun. You don't clean them every time. It's not necessary. Also, if you don't clean them and they're not jamming, why clean them anyway? But the first shot you shoot out of an unclean gun will go exactly where you aim. A clean barrel versus an unclean barrel, there's a difference. Okay, so usually after the first couple of shots out of a clean barrel, your shot's starting to go tighter, 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 tighter. Now eventually it's going to get so dirty it's either going to start to malfunction or your shots are going to start losing accuracy. That's when you want to clean your gun. Okay, in a tactical situation, obviously you would clean it when time permits. Usually a swab down the barrel with a patch and some, some good lubrication to break some of the carbon out of there is enough. If you're shooting an AR, you probably want to scrub it a little bit. But again, ARs don't just jam. Okay. Also, again, keeping in mind for those that want to shoot on a budget, I bought 50 rounds of Hornady Steel Match 155 grain boat tail hollow point. Okay. I don't know why they call it match, and I don't know what shoots 155 grain. Ideally, there probably is a gun out there. Okay, I'm still in the 308 world. I'm kind of getting more and more experience, but I'm still kind of new to what 308 rifles are out there. Okay, but this is just steel, and you can feel this stuff is just. It feels good. Okay, it feels like a bullet. It doesn't feel like crap like that. Okay. Pretty much I know what match means. It means it's going to function similar to what you would expect out of something, when you say you get a scope and you want to shoot a little quarter-inch group or a half-inch group, put bullets through bullets, pretty much, bullet holes through bullet holes. That's what this stuff was designed to do. Only it's steel, so it's cheaper, but it's still going to perform to spec. Okay, this is 50 rounds. And I paid $40 for it at the Academy here, Sports. I bought it today for you guys and me because I shoot 5-10 rounds and I'm done with each brand. So I have a huge stockpile of 308 at this point. I probably have about 500 rounds. My ammo hoarder probably. You can never have enough ammo. There's never enough. You have enough for the day, but you never have enough for a lifetime, right? So we're going to see what this stuff does. I'm really interested to see how this Hornady performs. It claims a muzzle velocity of 2,610 feet per second. At 100 yards, it's supposed to be 2.3 inches high. At 200 yards dead on, that's about what you would expect out of any 308. And then it starts dropping off. 300 yards, 9.5 inches low. 400 yards, 27.2 inches low. And at 500 yards, it's 56.7 inches low. It really drops like a rock at that point. But 308 is a medium-range round. It's not designed for shooting beyond 1,000, really. I don't know if it's that way anymore, but the Army trains at, I believe, 800 to 900 for maximum range of a 308, effective on an actual target. And the Marines, I think, do 1,000 meters. I don't remember exactly. I don't have enough experience in the Marines. I was never in the Marine Corps. I was in the U.S. Army. Okay, I did my time there and then deployed to Iraq and came back. All right, so I don't know. But anyway, getting back to the Hornady, these are, like I said, boat tail hollow point full. I don't know why I was going to say full metal jacket. Boat tail hollow points, 50 rounds. I want to see what these do, because if these perform well, these would be the steel to buy in an oh crap situation, okay? Because, thinking about it, when this stuff is $8 or $9, maybe even $10, what's the difference between buying 5 or 3 of these for 60 rounds, or you just buy 50 rounds of this stuff, and it performs way better? We'll see what happens, though, okay? We're almost to the end of the show here. And finally, God, it's been forever since I've shot this stuff. I don't remember what it did. It was expensive. It was $33 for 20 rounds. It kind of looks like the Z and V Max of Hornady, only kind of not. It's Barnes Vortex. Okay. I'm a sucker for the little colored tips. I don't know why. I think they look cool. Alright. It's plastic, so it's designed to expand. like crazy. Alright. This stuff is 150 grain. It's supposed to be... You get your box right. I got printing upside down. It's supposed to be hunting quality, match grade stuff. Okay? Unleaded, unfeeling, unbeatable is what they're saying. I'm guessing this is pure copper then. Let's see. String polymer tip. Wow. Okay. I guess unleaded is real then. They mean unleaded. This stuff has no lead in it. Let me take that out again. Take a look at it now. I'm really interested. I haven't shot a round out of my rifle that hasn't had lead or steel on it before. Steel's awesome. It goes through things. Lead's a little bit softer. Yeah. To get that much copper packed that hard out of that into that bullet weight, that's pretty amazing. Okay, but that's what you're looking at if people like Obama continue to destroy our country and Constitution. You're looking at lead-free bullets, non-penetrated rounds. You know what? I have a Second Amendment right. If I want to buy whatever the hell I want to buy and shoot what I want to shoot, that's none of the government's damn business. Okay? I could do what I want to do. Alright? It's none of their business. The Second Amendment right shall never be infringed upon. And when they do, they got hell coming from a lot of citizens. But getting back to what I was supposed to be talking to you about. 100 yards, it's 1.8 inches high versus the Hornady, which is 2.3 inches high. The muzzle velocity is actually faster out of the muzzle. It's 2820 versus the Hornady is a 2610. The drop is less at 300. 300 yards is 9.5 inch drop on the Hornady, and the Vortex is 7.9. 400 yards is 23 inch drop versus the 27 inch drop on the Hornady. But again, every ammo spec, I have no way of measuring the drop at that range because I only have a 100 yard range where I shoot. There is a 300 yard that I plan on getting to. I want to see the actual drops, and if they're advertised correctly, I am going to get a chronograph. It's not really so much of a money issue, it's just so much of how much I want to spend at any one point in time to continue doing these kinds of videos. Okay. So we're going to shoot, we're not shooting all 5 of those this week, otherwise we won't have anything to do next week except for Winchester. Okay. So I'm going to go over, like I said, I was talking about the ammo and the shot placements. Oh God, I hope this camera can see this. I was showing you the difference between Fiachi and Fusion and Ultramax. Okay. There's the differences in what I have. You can go back through my YouTube videos and look at them. What I did was I just stopped it and took screen captures. Okay. And then you've also got the Ultramax 168 and a Hornady. And it's amazing the difference in some of these ammos variants, okay? It's straight up amazing. I don't have a lot of subscribers. I understand that. I do have people that watch. I hope you subscribe. I'm trying to do this not only for my fun and own information, but for your information. And if you enjoy these videos, I'd like to have a thumbs up and subscription, maybe a comment or two to let me know if you like what you see, and if you don't, let me know what I need to change. That's pretty much it for this one. I know it's been a long 10 minutes or so. Hope I haven't been boring you too much. But I will see you guys this week on Wednesday, hopefully, if I don't get rained out. If it's raining a little bit, I'm going shooting anyway. Alright, as a military, it don't bother me to go shooting in the rain. I was shooting rain and lightning earlier a couple weeks ago. Whatever. Alright, but I'll see you guys this week, and I will test 4 brands of ammo. And then a week after, we will test Winchester ammunition. There's a lot of different Winchester out there, and Winchester is one of those hit or miss. I have Winchester pistol and rifle ammo, and it is like, some stuff is awesome and other stuff is like, what happened? You know, it might have just been that batch of ammo. There's no way for me to really know unless I buy multiple boxes, and I don't do that, mainly because of a price deal. I would rather buy many different brands and then see what they do. Okay, and then after Winchester, I'll go online. I might do it this week even, and I will buy all this different steel kind of ammo that you can buy for 308, like tall ammo. If I can find a spam can of it, I'll get a spam can. Wolf, I believe, has some steel, and a few others. We're going to try everything we can in 308 before we move up to something else. Alright, the only other calibers that I really have a rifle designed, you know, at match grade for is my AR-15. Well, I can say it's my wife's, but it's got a red dot on it, so it's I'm going to have to shoot it a few times and get it adjusted to my eye because she's right-handed. I'm left-handed. The only difference is I'm left-handed right-eyed, so things are all skewed. And I do have a Mini 30. I also have an SKS. I'll probably use the Mini 30 if I do 7.6239 reviews. It's the AK bullet. 4570 lever action, I could do some reviews on that. I only shoot one kind out of my 4570. That's the Hornady VMAX, because I know that it's got a straighter projectile. But there's a lot of 4570 on the market as well that I would like to try. And the one everybody wants to see, I'm sure, is the 500 Smith & Wesson Magnum revolver that I bought last week. We are going to try to get that sighted in this week. If we can't, oh well, we'll see how well my wrists are holding up. They're back to normal now. You know, I'm feeling pretty good. My fingers don't hurt anymore. That gun was a blast to shoot. So I'll see you guys next week. Well, not next week. I see you guys this week, Wednesday. And thank you for watching.